Virgo, welcome to reading for the rest of this week, the week of the 9th, and also the week of the 16th. So thank you everybody for your support while I was sick. Really appreciate it. Much better now, so I can actually get videos out and I can actually talk, which is nice. So thank you everybody again. But let's see what is going on for you this week of the 16th. Right off the bat, you have a couple people showing up. As I always say, you have another person showing up here. As well, as I always say, when people show up and you have another person showing up, pay attention to everybody around you, pay attention to messages that you receive, pay attention to your dreams, and even if you're like in line getting coffee, as I always say, pay attention to what people are saying. You never know what you might hear. Again, whenever 4 people show up, 4 court cards, it usually means that you're going to be hearing some messages and things. So again, I mean, these are things where, like, if you're looking for a job, you never know. You might be in line waiting for coffee, and you might hear somebody who says, oh, you know, they're talking to somebody, they're like, oh, I need somebody to do this. It's whatever you do. And there you go. You could talk to them and get a job and things like that. So definitely pay attention. And I would say it's okay to eavesdrop this week. But you start off with the Queen of Clubs. Very future-focused. King of Clubs at the end as well. It's come up for a couple other signs this week, these 2 weeks. I think that people are very future focused right now, beginning of the year, after the retrograde, so it kind of makes a lot of sense. But I do feel like that 2017, there's a little bit more fire, as I've said in the 2017 videos. I think there's a little bit more fire inside of people. I think people are a little bit more fired up, a little bit more kind of ready to go. I think 2017 is just definitely going to be a better year of action. I think we're going to see a lot of people taking action on things, getting things done in all areas of your life. And I think we're going to see a lot of people, and I'd say Virgos are definitely included in this, who are going to get things that they've always wanted that they've never had. So, whether that's a relationship, but, a solid relationship, or, more money or whatever, I think a lot of people are kind of going to be fulfilling some dreams and things like that this year. Now on to the Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, very good card of love opening up. Definitely you have a Jack here, and you have the 3 of Hearts, so it could be a very good love week for a lot of you. Love improving. I'd say it's just the beginning of that, just starting. So that's very good to me. Again, the Queen of Hearts just represents opening up to love. Even if you're in a relationship, you could find things strengthening or getting better in the relationship with this card. Next, you have the 3 of Hearts. 3 of Hearts is the card of emotional happiness, so you could be a little bit more happy this week. Notice how there's more happiness. This keeps coming up it's been coming up for the past few weeks for different signs and things about more happiness coming in. I think it's because we are having more opportunities this year, 2017, probably more so than any year over the past 10 years, to do things like socialize, meet new friends, and actually have more fun. So just more fun, more happiness in general off of this card. Next, you have the 9 of Diamonds. 9 of Diamonds, ending of cycles. 2017, I already said, is big major year of ending cycles, seeing new cycles starting, and having a lot more happiness, more happy cycles, and things like that. Also, the card of newness, of new things coming in to your life, new opportunities, so that's nice. This is a great card for travel. Any of you that are traveling for business, even if you're not traveling for business, I've seen weird stuff happen under this card. I always tell a story about a person that I've read for in the past who was went on vacation, and ended up moving to the place that they went to, and because they found a job, they fell in love with the location, all this. So that's kind of like the weird stuff that can happen with the 9 of Diamonds. I myself, where I live now, I flew out to Seattle almost a year to the date today. It would be yesterday. It was on the 8th. I'm shooting these on the 9th, but it would be on the 8th that I flew out here, and now I live here. So that's kind of the weird stuff that happens under a 9 of Diamonds. Also a great card if you are looking for anything new in general. If you're looking for a new relationship, a new job, a new business, very good for starting new things. Next, you have the Jack of Diamonds as well. Also, very good card for starting new things. Jack of Diamonds works really hard to become the king. So anything that you're working on, you could be definitely trying to become the king. Also, a very good card for messages, hearing messages from people around you, and paying attention to those things, kind of like I said at the beginning of the reading. Also, a card of, let's see what else we have here. It can be a card of anxieties and having anxieties. I would say mostly if you are starting something new, if you're starting a new business or you're trying to get new clients or something, you might not be too sure of your abilities, but this card says start anyway, get going. Next, you have the Six of Spades. A lot of fate and a lot of fated events. There's a lot of correction, I would say, in the universe this year. Again, 2017 in general. I think that there are a lot of corrections. A lot of, where things have been unbalanced, a lot of balancing. And again, just a lot of like fated events. So you could see how things just kind of fall into place in a lot of different areas for you, and that's very, that could be very nice for a lot of you. And finally, on with the King of Clubs, again, very future focused, thinking about the future and wanting to get a lot of things in the future done. So I really like to see this card for you as well. Also a card of authority. A lot of you could be trying to work towards positions of authority, or you might be trying to become an authority in a certain field, and this is a great way to do it. Also a great card for specializing, becoming a specialist. I've talked about this before, probably to Virgo. It's definitely a message that's come up for you before, I think. And that is, if you're like starting a business or if you work in some sort of field, this is a card of becoming very specialized in a certain area of what you do, which is going to be very important in 2017 and beyond, is specializing, so that you can stand out. That's what the King of Clubs does. I always use the example, he doesn't become a doctor, he becomes more of a plastic surgeon, more specialized in a certain area. And he would even be more specialized than that. He would be, specialize in, I always use the example on this card of, I knew a doctor back in my hometown, and he had like a vein clinic, and he specialized in some sort of vein surgery or something along those lines. I don't remember, but I know money isn't everything, but he had a lot of it because he was a specialist. He specialized in one specific thing. So I think a lot of you could be looking at doing that in whatever field you work in, and it could be very beneficial to you. But looks like a great couple of weeks here, so thank you, and enjoy your weeks.